So today I'm going to talk about time, energy, and money and the relationship of all of these resources and just try to explain the best I can about these relationships and the way that I think about it. And hopefully that can help you out, maybe get a new perspective and help you out in terms of thinking about how you can make more money and invest your time and energy in the best things possible. So, before we begin, my name is Michael, and I help young men in their early 20s start to gain more free time and then use this free time for more purposeful work. So, you can check out that link in the description if you'd be interested in that. So, time, energy, and money. I know it's pretty core resources and pretty deep, or it's open for deep interpretation of each of these things. So I'm not going to act like I know how to best use time, energy, and money because I don't. But what I have done is started to view these things as resources and limited resources, and it's helped me feel more confident that I'm spending these resources on the right things. So that's more so of what I'm going to talk to you about is how to make better uses of your time and energy so that in the future you can acquire more money. So when I used to think about making more money, I used to think that you had to do things that gave you an instant paycheck, like getting a job, getting a second job, and doing side hustles because those are things that give you a direct paycheck. Like the moment that you put in, that you trade a certain amount of hours for work, then this company or person will pay you directly for the work you've done. And so that's how I thought you made more money. I thought that the more that you worked, the more you get paid, which is true in a sense. Like, say you work in an hourly job, if you work 50 hours a week as opposed to 40 hours a week, then you're going to get paid more because you did more work. But after learning more about entrepreneurship and just consuming a bunch of content over the years and reading entrepreneurship books, I've learned that the way to make a lot of money is by getting paid in the future. So what I mean by this is instead of trading your time directly for the dollar, directly for the paycheck. What you're doing is you're trading your time and energy into creating a valuable product or service or developing skills so that in the future there will be a market of people that will find your skill, product, or service valuable. And so, what this looks like is instead of you spending your time and energy directly working at a job or directly like going for the money, instead, you're spending your time and energy creating a valuable product or service, or spending your time and energy developing a skill that the market will find valuable once it's developed enough. And so I know it may be a different way to look at it for you because it was definitely a different way to look at it for me. So I'm hoping that kind of makes sense. Like the way to make, and I can't speak from 100% certainty on this, but this is just what I've learned, and it's what I'm following now. But what I've learned is that it's not about directly chasing the money or chasing the paycheck. Like, I guess visualize it this way. Your goal, we have one person and his goal is to make $1 million. And then we have another person and his goal is to make $1 million. The first person thinks that the best way to make the $1 million is by working way more and doing things like getting an extra job, doing things like going where the money's at. And so he's hopping around from like job to job because that's where the paycheck's at. But like by doing this, this person is limiting himself because like in this process, he's going to have to sacrifice a lot of time to get the paycheck. So say he wanted to make 100 grand a year. He's most likely going to have to sacrifice a lot of hours. And if he's not skilled enough, he may not even get to that 100 grand a year. So, like, it's way less likely that this guy is going to make 100 grand a year unless he's working like crazy. But the way he's doing it is going directly for the paycheck. And his goal is to make that $1 million. He he may do it in like 10 years, but he traded a lot of time and energy. Like he traded a lot of his time and energy on probably stuff that he didn't even want to do. Like he probably didn't develop as many skills along the way that he could have. He probably didn't feel like he was doing as purposeful of work. And so by him going directly where the paycheck was, he basically like almost slaved away. So now we have another guy who his goal is to make $1 million, and this other guy realizes that making a lot of money is about actually developing a valuable product or service or a specialized skill. And then in the future, there will be a market of people that will be willing to pay a lot of money for this. So this guy understands this concept, and he spends the first few years developing this product or service, or he spends his first few years learning about the skill or skills. So these first few years, he's not making a lot of money at all because he's not going directly where the money's at. He's spending his time and energy developing the product or service, which in the beginning, because it's not valuable enough to the market, you won't get paid right away. But if he keeps on developing it for, 3 years or so, and he starts to like give it out to the market, and more people find it valuable, then it's just going to be a compounding thing. Like once he actually creates the valuable product or service, and once he gets it to the market, which could take 2 to 3 years, but once that happens, then like it's going to be a compounding thing. And it's almost going to be like a snowball effect. Like one person finds it valuable, then they tell their friends, and then their friends try this product or service out, and then they tell their friends. And so it's like it took 2 to 3 years of this guy's time and energy, and he didn't make a lot of money at all, maybe not any money. But then once it got to the market, the money like just starts flowing in. And then now he's probably on track to make $1 million in like 4 to 5 years. Whereas opposed to this other guy who thought that making money was about going directly for the paycheck. And this other guy, he traded his time and energy directly for the paycheck. His whole time trying to make the $1 million. And by doing this other guy took 10 years to make the $1 million. So hopefully these stories like make sense and give you a picture of what I mean by trading your time and energy into developing a product or service or a valuable skill. And that's really how you have to start viewing things. You have to start viewing things as what's going to be the best use of your time and energy. And you may have thought that the best way to make money was to directly trade your time and energy for that paycheck. But another way to look at it is you can trade your time and energy for creating a valuable product or service to where in the future a market of people find it valuable, and then once it's exchanged to the market, then it just has this like snowball effect if it's valuable. And the way to make it valuable is by trading a lot of time and energy into it. So, yeah, I know I said I was going to talk about the relationship about time, energy, and money, but hopefully these like stories can give you a better picture of that. So, yeah, hopefully this can give you a different perspective and help a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate you watching. Check out that link in the description if you'd like more one-to-one help. And hopefully you got some value out of this. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button.